Hi, my name is Mary Kerr, and I have been thrilled to work with Quilts of Valor for the last few years on an exhibit that I called Old Glory. And I'd like to share some of that information with you. It's been traveling since 2017, and we are getting ready to offer these quilts up for auction. So I want to share these with you. Give me a second to get to my screens. Technology and I are not always the best of friends, but I think we can make this work. Okay, I curated this exhibit that we called Old Glory. I am an Army wife. My son-in-law is in the Air Force. I'm a Quilt of Valor board member. I'm a supporter of all of our men and women in uniform. The exhibit for Quilts for Old Glory, basically, what happens when we take those vintage textiles, those red, white, and blue tops that were never finished for one reason or another, um, and have them finished by long armors. And I chose to use long armors with a military connection. For the most part, these people had a heart towards our mission, a heart towards our veterans. They were given a top, the backing, and the instructions to quilt as desired, to do whatever they wanted to make these pieces sing. They donated their time and their talent. I either donated, or I'll share with you people who did donate tops to be part of this project. These were the ones. These tops were unremarkable. They were either ill-made, unfinished, um, fragile. They were never designed to be awarded as Quilts of Valor. Because of the materials that were used, because of the wonkiness of some of the sizes. But what we wanted to do was to give a voice that could travel for a number of years, to raise awareness and money for Quilts of Valor. Since that time, they have gone all over the U.S. In museums, at shows, at our Quilts of Valor events, and I'm thrilled to share these top quilts with you, and some of the people behind the scenes who celebrated their patriotic heritage and their willingness to work with, to donate their time to Quilts of Valor. As I said, this is a picture first of the Quilts of Valor conference in 2017, where they were first displayed. The original Sewing and Quilt Expo took these to all 9 of their shows. This is a picture of 2 of them that were shown in Raleigh. The quilts individually are fabulous. This information traveled with every single exhibit. This information was shared with as many people as possible, mostly just the things that I just told you, but explaining what we were about, and how we could continue to raise funds for Quilts of Valor. And this exhibit itself was sponsored by Quilters Rule. They have been a longtime supporter of Quilts of Valor, and they donated funding to provide the shipping, the handling, the miscellaneous costs, so that this was not taken out of our Quilts of Valor coffers. This was shown at the International Quilt Study Center in Lincoln, Nebraska in March of 2019, and they hung from the rafters, and they were absolutely stunning. The ability for us to showcase these, as well as to showcase Quilts of Valor. They were shared at the Iowa Quilt Museum in Winterset, Iowa. They traveled with part of the 50-state salute exhibit that was on display until they were awarded last November, in November of 2018. The first quilt that I want to share, we call Stars, Stars, Stars. The top itself was donated by Kathy Johnson in honor of Sergeant Christopher Robert Brevard. He was killed in action in 2007. When I put out a call for, does anyone have red, white, and blue vintage tops that they'd be willing to donate, I was overwhelmed with the generosity of our quilting community. Janet Lee Greer Siciliano is the daughter of a World War II veteran. He is this handsome guy in the middle here, Dexter E. Greer. She took this and did the quilting on it. Janet Lee is the founder of MQX, the Machine Quilting Exposition. A number of years ago, they did a block drive for us, and we were overwhelmed with the number of blocks that came in and the number of tops that were able to be done and then quilted to be awarded as Quilts of Valor. Proudly Serving was quilted by Chris Vieira. She is the granddaughter of an Air Force veteran, the daughter of a Navy sailor, and an Army wife. Chris took this wonky crown of thorns top and added her beautiful quilting to it. Chris's work is on display at the National Quilt Museum as part of their permanent collection, and we are thrilled that she chose to continue to work with Quilts of Valor. All Squared Up was quilted by Mo Starkey. She is an Army wife, supporter of military families. She and her husband do a lot in our Virginia community to promote Quilts of Valor and to promote our military community. The top itself was donated by Karen Dever. She is the daughter of a World War II veteran, Herbert Schwartz, who is still alive and well and doing marvelous things. He and his wife, I believe, just celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary. A Grand Salute was quilted by Lynn O'Neill. She was an Air Force brat, an Army wife, is still an Army mom. Her son is actively serving at the moment. Lynn took this really funky 9-patch top and just made it sing with her beautiful quilting. And this is a picture of Lynn, Colonel O'Neill, and her beautiful family. Primitive Patriot was quilted by Barbara Dan. She is the daughter of an Air Force veteran and an Air Force wife. Barbara worked with me on an exhibit called Quilted Desire, and this was one of the pieces that traveled with that exhibit for 6 years, and so was one of the seed pieces to start with that red, white, and blue exhibit that now has become known as Old Glory. Hua was quilted by Kim Lohr. She is the wife of an Army National Guardsman and a proud supporter of our military community. This was a very wonky 4-H quilt. The 4-H quilts were very popular in the 1940s as that organization became well known for their service. Presidential Pride was quilted by Deb Peterson. She is an Army wife, an Army mom, and an Air Force mom. She took this top that was from the 1970s of the presidential pieces that were kind of airbrushed onto fabric and did her marvelous quilting. The picture that you see here of Deb was in Minneapolis in 2018 when she was able to come and see them on display. Liberty was quilted by Jill Coleman. She's the daughter of a Navy veteran and the mom of an Army reservist. This is a picture here from the Quilt and Sewing Expo in Atlanta of 2018. As I said, all of these, we went to all of the Quilton Expo exhibits. You can see that the story card is attached to each quilt. What it says is who donated the top, who quilted it, what is their connection to the military, and who supported this exhibit, so that and contact information, so how they could learn more about Quilts of Valor. A Patriotic Ring was the second quilt that also traveled with the Quilted Desired exhibit. It was quilted by Deloa Jones. 5 of her children are actively serving in the Army and the Air Force. And this is a picture of Deloa at the Machine Quilting Show in Cedar Rapids, where she was a vendor there and came and saw her beautiful quilt on display. Bursting with Pride was quilted by Barbara Bregman in honor of our military families. You can see her fabulous long arm quilting here on this piece. This I Pledge was quilted by Pat Very. She's the wife of a Vietnam veteran. You see her here with her husband, and the daughter of a World War II veteran. The top was an unfinished piece that was donated by Sharon Pinka. She is the wife of a naval reservist and the daughter of a World War II merchant marine. Pat took and quilted the Pledge of Allegiance in each of these rows of this fabulous quilt, and I love what she was able to achieve. And this is a picture of Pat, one of the Quilts of Valor one of the many Quilts of Valor that she has quilted in support of our organization. The last one is called Firecracker, and it was quilted by Doris Bloomer. Doris is an Army wife and the mother of 3 Army sons, an Air Force daughter, and an Air Force son-in-law. Doris and I served together, our husbands served together at Fort Stewart. She's a longtime friend. She was a German national, but was not able to become an American citizen until Harry retired, and she was in one place long enough to fulfill those requirements. And so this is a picture that was taken when she, this was a quilt that she made in honor of her American citizenship, and we're very proud to have her as part of our Quilts of Valor's team. I am so thrilled to be able to share these quilts with you. This was a quick preview. This is one of my favorite pictures that I just wanted to share that my daughter took. We can't post pictures of my son-in-law in uniform, but this is one that I think embodies what we at Quilts of Valor are all about: serving our servicemen members, serving our military families. These quilts are all on a page on Facebook if you want to go and see close-up pictures and talk about, like them, look at them. It's this facebook.com/oldglory.mwk. We are in the process of getting ready to auction these quilts off, and they will be auctioned from this Facebook page. So go and like them there. All the details as we get closer will be on there. The auction is scheduled to start on the 10th of March. It will finish on the 15th. And all of our proceeds will go to Quilts of Valor. All of the as I said, we have sponsors who have already paid for the shipping. We have volunteers who are already willing to run this auction for us in a very professional manner. So keep an eye out at the Facebook page. And I'll show you that one more time. An eye out at the Facebook page, an eye out at our website, and we will be doing e-blasts as we go forward. I am so thrilled to be able to share these with you. If you have any questions, these are my contact information, www.marywkerr.com, and then this is my Quilts of Valor email. Both of which I can access it at any time if you have questions or concerns or want just to know more information or clarification. So I thank you for allowing me to share these with you. This last picture is one that my son Sean took in Joplin after the tornadoes. He was working on with FEMA and took this fabulous picture. So I will leave you with our Stars and Stripes, and thank you for supporting our Old Glory exhibit. Appreciate it.